Hello guys, welcome back onto the channel. So before Forza Horizon 4 came along, I used to have some sort of blanket settings that I used across Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon. It kind of works across any game in the series, and I didn't have to change much, if anything at all. But they kind of changed the physics in Forza Horizon 4. If you've played the game, especially so if you came from Forza Horizon 3, you know how finicky some of the cars can feel, especially some of the hypercars, and especially so if you're driving off-road. That didn't used to be a problem in Forza Horizon 3, but for some reason it's now a problem that a lot of the people in the community have been complaining about, and I truly believe that Playground Games is not going to fix it until the next Forza Horizon game. So if you know what kind of settings I'm talking about, I posted a video maybe 2 years ago showing the settings, but those settings, they do not work in Forza Horizon 4. So I'm gonna show you now a couple of settings that I found that bring the physics in Forza Horizon 4 a lot closer to how it used to be in Forza Horizon 3. So if you don't know how to customize your controller settings, basically you come here to settings, then control settings, then you press the pause button to go into advanced. So as you can see, I have already my controller set up the way that I feel brings it a lot closer to how it used to be in Forza Horizon 3, but for the sake of this video I'm going to reset the settings and I'll quickly go over each one of them. So I'm going to reset it. So I'm not going to explain what each of these options do because the in-game description is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to explain why I'm changing some of these settings, so perhaps when you read it along with the description, it's going to make a lot more sense. Steering Axis Deadzone Inside, I leave it as default. Steering Axis Deadzone Outside, same thing. Now for steering linearity, I'm going to bring it all the way over to the left to 0, and the reason for that is that it makes your car a lot less sensitive. It's gonna add a little bit more lag. It's gonna take a couple of milliseconds before you input the steering direction and your car responds, but as a result it's gonna make your car feel a lot heavier, and that's exactly the feeling that I got in Forza Horizon 3. That's why I felt that game had hit the perfect sweet spot in terms of how the game felt when you drive the car. So you could feel a lot more of the weight of the car in that game. This is gonna bring it a lot closer, but you're gonna have to adapt your driving style because you're gonna have to turn your car a little bit before than you usually do under the default settings. Now, Acceleration Axes Deadzone Inside, I'm gonna bring it down to 10. Because I want my car to respond a little bit quicker when I accelerate the car, but not so quick that it makes it difficult to control your car launch. Acceleration Axis Deadzone Outside, I'm gonna bring it all the way up to 100 because I want my car to be more sensitive to my acceleration input. In case you're having trouble with your car launch, like it's fishtailing all over the place, you might want to bring it down a little bit just to have it a little bit more of lag between the button press and the time it takes for your car to respond. I like to leave it at 100, but that's just my personal preference. Deceleration Axes Deadzone Inside, I'm gonna bring it all the way down to 0 because I want my brakes to immediately register as soon as I press them. You might find yourself locking your brakes a lot more often with this setting, but I'm kind of used to how much I have to press the button with these settings, so that's why I go with 0. But if you feel like your brakes are overly sensitive, you might want to bring it back up to 10, 15, just test different numbers out and see which one works best for you. Deceleration Axis Deadzone Outside, I bring it up to 100, and the reason for that is that coupled with the Deceleration Axis Deadzone Inside, it's gonna make my brakes even more responsive. This setting, as you can see in the description, it dictates how much of the brake you need to press in order to brake your car. If you know a little bit about tuning, I don't know how to tune myself, but I know a thing or two about some of the aspects of tuning, and this would work similarly to brake pressure, and it basically makes your car brake a lot harder with smaller inputs in your control. So this is gonna make your car a lot more sensitive. Again, just like the Deceleration Axes Deadzone Inside, if you feel like your car, if you feel like you're locking your brakes a lot, you might want to bring that down a little bit and see how that car responds with how much you press your button. Now, clutch Axis Deadzone Inside, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it makes any difference for people using the controller like me. I'm not sure if that's a steering wheel only setting, but since I drive manual with clutch, I like to bring that down to 0 just to make sure that my car responds immediately as soon as I press down the clutch along with my gear up or my gear down. So that's just more of a safe measure rather than knowing exactly what I'm doing. Clutch Axis Deadzone Outside, I leave it at 100. E-brake Axis Deadzone Inside, I leave it at 15. E-brake Axis Deadzone Outside, I leave it at 100. And vibration scale, I leave it at 50. That's personal, that's how much your controller is gonna vibrate when your car is either drifting, when you're losing traction, all sorts of tactile inputs that your controller are able to transmit so you know what's going on with your car. So these are the settings that I used in Forza Horizon 4. That's not gonna work in Forza Horizon 3. For Forza Horizon 3, I suggest that you watch my other video, Best Controller Settings. That's a video for Forza Motorsport 7, but the settings are exactly the same. So I hope it helps. I really hope that this makes the game a lot more enjoyable. These settings are gonna make it a lot easier for you to control your car in cross-country and dirt races, which are two of my biggest problems with this game. So I hope it helps. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Forza Horizon 4 content, share the video with your friends and on your social media. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate the help. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.